Hi everyone, my name is Richard Rousseau and I would like to show you the results of some data analysis I did on the US election for 2020, but I also looked at other years. So I'm going to right in the beginning start with a punchline, and basically I concluded that there's about 11.8 million votes that I found to be statistically not correct for 2020. For 2016, we got about 3.3 million, and 2012 we got about 1.3 million. Another way of looking at it is I pick up only a 1% discrepancy in 2012, and it could be that is actually correct, that let's say my analysis could be 1 or 2% max out. But in 2016, picking up 3% discrepancy, and in 2020 I'm picking up a 9% discrepancy. So let me go and explain how I got to all of this. But before I do that, I just want to say that my first video ever was proof that Forex is random. I did it about 5 or 6 years ago, and I hope that I can do this video in the same way as that one. I looked at Forex. I didn't want it to be random, but I stood back, I looked at the data, and I made this video. And you have a good video when you have people for it and against it. And I mean, okay, I had no people on my account at that time, but even today, 3 weeks ago, there's still people, and you see every month, people are still commenting on it, and some for it, some against it. So I hope that I can produce something like that again. Okay, so let me go to the beginning. So as I said, around the 16th of December, so most of these data is the same as that I could download from the internet on the 16th of December. So these columns here are the main data that I've entered, and everything here are calculations. So obviously we got all the states of America in this first one, and then for each state I downloaded the counties. Okay, I've excluded totals now, so there's all the counties for each state, and here is your votes. So for 2008 we had McCain and Obama in his first term, so these are the actual vote count for 2008, 12, 16 and 20 for each candidate. So as I say, it was quite a mission to get all this information together, and sometimes I found very small discrepancies between the totals. But as I say, they are where the counties doesn't add up 100%, but my data accuracy, I would say, is like 99.9% accurate. Okay, so as I said, these were my votes. So with all this information, the first thing that I wanted to do, and I thought, how am I going to do this? I thought I would like to split the Republicans from the Democrats, because, I mean, let's say Biden has cheated here, or Trump has cheated this side. It has opposite and equal effect on the other side. So I had this idea. Why don't I use 2008 as my basis, and then I can separate the Republicans from the Democrats. And how I do that is I compare every Republican against McCain and every other Democrat against Obama. And then I work out the percentage. So if someone here increased or decreased the values, which will change the direct percentage here, it won't affect the percentage. If, let's say, what Trump has over McCain, if Obama increases this, the percentage will stay the same. But obviously the percentage from Biden over Obama will change. So basically this is what I did in this block. So obviously you need a starting point, which was 2008. So here in 2012, if I look at Romney and I click on it, you'll see I calculate the ratio that Romney had over McCain. Okay, and so for each other candidate. So the first graph that I'm going to show you now is how did Romney, from the Republicans, compare against McCain. And then after I worked out the percentages, you sort the percentages from small to big over, and let's just see how many counties there are. So over 3,115 minus 2, there's actually 3,113 counties, okay? So I sorted from small to big, so I compare Romney. And with these type of graphs, the middle part is actually the important or the actual value, because you will see that there is obviously places where he does better and there's places where he does worse. And what we're trying to do with this type of graph by sorting, this is basically the first step that you learn when you doing statistics, is you take your data set and you sort it. Okay, so all I did is I sorted it, and the conclusion is that Romney did 102% of what McCain did, okay? And what is nice about it, you can see, because he did a little bit better, the graph is slightly lifted. So here in the middle, that's where the point is, where I get the 102%. And you can see it's slightly more on this side, and this is exactly what you would expect. And this looks like a very nice graph. And what happens when you take the average here, it excludes your, normally you want to exclude your extremes on that side, and you want to exclude the extremes. And normally what will happen, if it's equally distributed, that you will find the same type of curve on the right and the same type of curve on the left. Okay. So now let's go to the next one. So this time, if I click here, you can see I used 3 people. So basically, how did Romney do against McCain, and how did Trump do in 2016 against McCain? And so these are the percentages versus McCain. And as you can see, again, Trump's 2016 election, the results look pretty smooth when you take these differences. As I said, that I got here from, this will be these columns here. And all you do is you put them here, you sort them from big to small, and you look at the middle point, as I said, the middle point here. And again, we got a very nice graph, and I like the way that you know, a lot of people say that maybe Trump, that there was Russian interference or something. We can talk about that later, but the graphs, if I look at this, it looks pretty good, you know. Okay, so now let's look at the last one. Okay, and still, I mean, these graphs, I like the way they're symmetrical. They look nice. I don't see any discrepancies. So basically, what this means is, if in 2008 McCain did 100%, and that becomes the base for each of the 3,113 counties, how did the counties do it? So as you can say, again, this Romney did slightly higher. Then came Trump with his first term. Sorry, I'm just busy doing some recording. Then Trump came with his first term, and he did 112% of that. And Trump in his third term did 129% better than McCain. Now, as I say, the reason why I did this is that these percentages are not influenced by the other party. So no matter what Obama or Biden did, and I'm comparing an apple with an apple, and no matter what happened on the other side, this shows me how does the Republicans compare against the Republicans, and this is very, very good. You know, you can see Trump quickly. He only had a few counties where he did worse than what everybody soon lifted, and the graph is very stable. And even if you look at these curves, you know, they're sort of in sync. It's amazing, actually. Okay, so now we're going to do the same. So this time we're going to go to Obama. So here we're looking at how did Obama 2 do against Obama 1, and the same for Clinton. What did Clinton do against that, and Biden against Obama. So everyone here is for 2000. I'm comparing apples with apples, and what it blew with blue. Okay. Democrats. Okay, so the first one is not too bad. It was, I mean, it was, you can see, so if Obama did 100% there, then Obama against himself, you can see the graph to me looks pretty much stable and nice. I like this almost flat and stretch here in the middle is what you expect. And you can see this graph is, I wonder, yeah, is lower than the average. So Obama did 90% of what Obama did in his first term. And I mean, here you got the election results as it currently stands. So you can see Obama has 65 million over Obama, like almost 70 or 69.4 million there. So yes, he dropped 90%. Okay. Now we add Clinton here. So again, so if Obama, the first term did 100%, then Obama did not, second term did 90, then Clinton only did a 72%. So comparing the original, everyone with Obama, you can see there is quite big differences, okay? But what is worried about me with this graph, it starts low and it goes higher. You would expect here, I can already see that in this part here, it looks, it's not right. I mean, it doesn't look, you'd expect a graph that's higher would stay higher. You know, you're expecting something like this. So already here comparing everyone against Obama, which was by far the best candidate or president for the Democrats, you can see this line is going up too much. But as I said, what is nice about the statistics, we look here in the middle and we can see that on average, Clinton did like actually quite bad, much worse than I ever anticipated. Okay. Now the last one. Now let's add Biden, and this line is even more skew. You can see he starts off compared to the original Biden. They all do very bad, even worse. So I've actually sorted it by ranking. So you can see here that Obama was the best president first term, second term with 90% in the middle. Then Biden came. Now according to this, George, he, most of the time, and big percentage, he underperformed Obama. So remember, don't say to me that this is just to do to big cities and things like that, like that. I'm comparing him with Obama. So Obama already had the bigger states, or big, not bigger states, say some of the big cities, and that became the standard. So, you know, for Biden to, on average, I would say about, what's this, about 70% of the line, he underperformed. And then he slowly overperformed, but yeah, you can see this looks weird. The fact that he's so far below here, you would expect this curve to stay below, as I said, like you know, like if once this curve is, yes, it could cross maybe in the beginning, but here at the end, you know, this is sort of what I expected, and this already show me there's something major wrong here. Okay. So finally, I thought to myself, okay, if this is the graph of the Republicans compared everyone to McCain, and this is the graph of the Democrats comparing everyone to Obama, how would it be? Can't I now compare this graph with that graph? But there's a problem. If we look at, well, let's look at it here. Obama had more votes than McCain. So if you go calculate it, let me go to this next one. You'd see that if Obama is a 1, that McCain did 0.86 less. And therefore, everyone that I compare against McCain, I have to multiply with, I have to make it less with, I have to multiply with 0.86%. So basically what I did is, if Trump did 129% better than McCain, okay, and McCain did 86% of the Obama. So if I apply this baseline, so basically I bring the baseline, instead of being on a 1, I bring this down, and as I bring this down, I have to drag all the percentages down. So now Trump only has 111%. So basically I brought the baseline in sync by making them all a 1, and now I can basically throw this and this over each other. Okay. So basically, I've detached all the candidates, and I've marked it. I compare them with the same base, and then I bring the base in line, and so now everything. So according to this graph, if you look here in the middle, which is here, and I rank them, the best president of all. Now this is the same as comparing everyone with Obama's one. So Trump did 111%. Okay, then Obama came with his 100% here. Then Trump's this is Trump's second term. So Trump's first term here, he did 96. So Trump did, comparing to Obama's first term, Trump did a little bit worse now. Then the next line here is the Obama line, where you can see this. If that's a 1, Obama did less, so he got 90% of that. That confirms with, I mean, I didn't have to adjust. I only had, it confirms these values still stay the same, because I didn't have to adjust them. They were already compared to Obama. I only had to bring down this to the same. So you will see these stay the same. So, but anyway, the order then is Obama 2, then you have Romney at 88%, then McCain at 86%, then Biden at 85%, and then Clinton at 72%. So using this method, and as I say, detaching, comparing everyone with a baseline now of Obama in 2008, this is the statistical average, I would say. If you sort the data, you exclude the over and you exclude the under. But this actually, looking at it, I think there's a lot of truth to it, and this as well. Okay. Okay, so this was initially where I thought I've done everything, and then I thought, what else can I do? So okay. So I went back here to the source. So as I said, these were the votes as I downloaded from the internet. These were the calculations I've just shown you, where, as I say, where 2000, we compare each one with its own candidate from 2008, and hopefully 2008 was more stable and less fraud than maybe now. And then, as I say, I could already show in these lines that there's something not like going on here, especially with Biden, but it already started here with Clinton, where the Republicans, it's smooth. So what else can I do? So the next thing is, well, let's look at the actual percentages as you get on the internet. So what I did is I put everything in terms of the Democrats. So what I did here, I looked in 2008, the percentage that Obama did over McCain. So it's 0.35. So here, so obviously anything below a 1 means that the Republicans is winning, and everything above a 1 is for the Democrats. So anyway, so now I'm looking at the ratio of that over that. And for Obama 2, as you say, I'm looking at the ratio within a year. So basically this graph, okay, now instead of looking, well, you can look in the middle. It just means that if you take 50%, in most of the counties till here, the Republicans won. But as I say, it could be that there are a bit more percentage-wise smaller counties on this side than maybe that side. But the important thing is, now you can see that what I wanted to show you here, that in 2008, Obama kept 28%. It means the value from that point there where he crosses the one till there is 28% of the line, okay, in 2008. So, or you can say it's 871 counties over from 3113, okay. The next year, if you look at where it crosses, he lost, okay. So now instead of holding 871 counties, Obama 2 had only 693 counties. So he's holding 22% of this bar from there to there. Okay, so then if you, the next one is, so Clinton even did worse, okay. So, and I didn't know this. You would have thought that if you look at the counties, the number of counties held, I thought it was always about the same. I didn't know that each year Obama did like 22% versus 28%. Biden did 16%, and Clinton. So you can see these two very, very low amounts. Clinton did the worst. Biden actually did a little bit better than Clinton, but worse than Obama. Now this on its own tells you a lot. So it's interesting to note that that Biden, who lost, he only got 537 counties, could manage 81 million votes, where Obama won, which has got so many counties, could only get 69 million votes. So right here, you can see there's a huge discrepancy here. It clearly shows the way, the rate that Dems do worse. Okay. So then, okay, I just want to show you guys that don't understand why I sorted. If I didn't sort this thing, it would look like this, and it's very hard to make sense of it. I mean, the only thing that I can make sense is, yes, I can see this Clinton color is standing out here at the top. So probably, that skewness that we saw earlier in that 9, it's probably there's one state or one county where she probably did like somewhere, is it 2,000? I don't know if it's 2,223%, or yeah, it's an amazing achievement she did there. Anyway. So, okay, let's go on. So what I did then is I thought, people always talking about, yes, the Dems have less, but they have all the big cities, okay? So then I thought, let's look at the tendency here let's start with the small counties. So I divided this by 3, and now I'm looking at the same values, but only for the first 1/3, okay? So in the small counties, okay, you can see things are worse at the small counties. So Obama managed to have 198 counties, and as you see, then he did worse, 142. Then Clinton did much worse with a 90, and then Biden, in this case, did even one the worst. So if I look at small counties, you can see this is the order. It's Obama 1, Obama 2, Clinton, and Biden. Okay, so it's worse. It's all the counties where the counts are less than 7,140. Okay. Now look at, but what I'm saying is the order didn't change. It still shows you it didn't change. Even in smaller counties you expect this. Now look at the medium counties. Now you can see the percentages are increasing now. So in medium counties, Obama had 227. Obama 2 lost. He only have 173, and Clinton has 96 and Biden has 97. He actually managed to in the medium counties, he overtook Clinton. So he is like almost equal, and he did a little bit better. Okay, so let's look at the large counties. So you would expect that if I sort all the counties in 3 groups, and I look at the largest amount of counties, what is happening there? And even in the larger counties, you get the same, that here at the middle line, most of the large counties still thought that the Trump won. So there's only a few large counties where they extremely won, as I said. But what I want to show you, that even if you look at larger counties, the count is just going down, and yes, Biden did pick up, but he didn't overtake. So you can see the trend stays the same. Obama 1, Obama 2, Biden, and then Clinton is by far the order on how the Democrats did. Okay. Then I went even further. This is the same. So what I did is I only looked at the trend from there to there and think maybe. So I'm only looking at the Dems. Okay. I want to see how the Democratic part, how it changed. So the same thing here. So Obama at 874 Democratic counties. It went down, and it went a little bit up. So what I'm trying to show here, I'm sorting the data according to various different categories. So I'm showing that in large counties, the same applies. In medium counties, the same applies. In small counties, the order doesn't change. Under Dems, if you ask Dems, you can see that Biden is still here. It's still, just in the Democratic, I don't see any evidence that Biden suddenly picked up a hell lot, except there at the end. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you look at statistically, Biden should not have had so many votes. That lot of votes there are coming from this small percentage of counties here, is ruling the rest of the world here, because in this small, maybe there's one or two there which are completely overcounted, okay, causing for that enormous discrepancy there. Okay. Oh, and then I went even further. I look at Democratic parties, and I split it in two. We had 874 in total Democratic parties for Biden. I sorted by the top half, so I'm only looking at from there to there. I'm magnifying this part here, okay. And yes, you can see you can see Clinton. Suddenly here at the end, Clinton and Biden came out. Okay, so at this point, I had two types of graphs that shows basically the same message. I looked. My first graphs were comparing red with red and blue with blue. Yeah, I was looking at the current results, but I was looking at the gains per county, and we see a negative trend. So lastly, and probably most importantly, I thought, what other combinations can I work out? And then I thought, okay, let me look at the total votes. Now this, if you look at total votes, just to show you the total votes, you don't know in the total votes if it's a Democrat or Republican. So I'm taking each year the total votes, okay, which I got here. So that's the total votes for each year. You got the total votes there. And then I worked out the percentage. So basically, I wanted to see what was the voter turnout. So basically, if you look at this, I'm checking what was 2012 per county. How did they improve? How many voter turnouts did we get? Did it go up or down? 2012 over 8, okay. And here you get 2016 over 8. And again, the votes for 2012. So again, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm using 2008 votes as the baseline for Obama 1. And then I'm comparing the vote turnouts. Now, as we know, I expected a huge turnout increase each year. The population goes up and that ever. And the result was quite interesting. So this is, go here to my voting one. This is basically my last graph, but I think I've shown already quite interesting things here. So according to this graph, so what this does it takes that value per county, okay, and it breaks it down into 3,000, let's just see here, into 3,113, if you exclude the headers and things. It breaks it down, and then I sorted it, the percentage for each year. So, and I like these graphs. They're pretty stable, what you expected. So basically it works like this. So if 2008 was considered the base as 100%, then the percentage turn the average, and again here I'm looking at this point, I'm looking at the middle point here, because the moment you sort things, you want to exclude the tops and you want to exclude the lows, and you want to work out the average. So what this graphs tell me is that in 2012, which is I can't hardly click it, that line there. In 2012, we had on average less votes than 2008. We got 97% votes. Okay, so if you look at the actual votes for 2012, you would see that actually the total is correct. This is less, that one is less than that one by 98%. So the real, if you add everything up and you work out the number of votes for 2012, it's 98% of 2008. My statistical average comes out to 97. So we only have 1% discrepancy, which basically tells me that there is some valid in this method. If you take the statistical average, you know, I would say I might have a 1% tolerance, you know, but it worked out very well. Okay, so now look at 2016. So I take all these total votes. Here I get 97. So you can see they cross here at the same point for those votes. So it's also 97%. But if you look at the actual votes counted, that over that, it is about the same. It's a little bit less. Okay, so it's probably 99 point something %. But basically there's about 2 point something to a 3% discrepancy here. No, that's not too bad, but you know, I would think that for me, you know, they always say was there cheating involved in 2006, and did Trump cheat? If I look at this, I would say no. You know, if I look at Hillary's one here with that skewness there. As I said, I've already picked up. It's probably in a few small places where that happens. You know, so I would say that 3% discrepancy that I pick up here is probably true. And then the discrepancy becomes very, very, very big. Okay, so I just want to show you the next. It's the same thing. The same slide. I've just put the percentages down here. So if you look here in the middle right here, these points here are represented there. So that's a 1. It's 97%. It's also 97%. And according to this, for the last election, the county vote only went up by 11%. But if you look at the actual votes and you count that as a percentage over that, you would see, let me just show you that, percentage of that over that total votes, it went up 20%, okay? So there's a discrepancy here. If I look at this statistical average, it should have only been so many votes. So using this method, I can say that on average, at most of the counties, the percentage only went up slightly, and it averaged 111%. So if you take the original 2008 vote times 111%, you get this value, and the difference is 11.8 million votes that I statistically see are a discrepancy. So now I don't know what you guys think of that, but I believe that if you start doing statistical analysis on this data, you're gonna just find a lot of strange and weird things. And what is interesting about this method is, as I said, I've used three different. This was my data. I compared apples with apples here, and I picked up discrepancies. I looked at the counties, how they increased or decreased, and I saw an opposite trend here. I mean, I can confirm it here. If you look at the Democrats in 2008, you will see there's a count of 874 here. If I take this filter off and I look at the Democrats in 2020, 538, and I think that's what I basically showed you in my previous graphs. Okay, so and then as I said, so I used two methods here. Then I looked at I did a volume calculation, and I look at these are the total votes for each year. I calculated the vote percentage, so I can see an increase. I wanted to see the turnout. All that campaigning that everyone did it work? So obviously no campaigning worked in 2012. They actually got less voter turnout than before. Same with in 2016. I won't be surprised if most of that 11% more turnout is to do with the increase on Trump's side. As we could see on the average here. To tell you the truth, let's look at this graph here. It's interesting that I show you Trump's as 11% better than average, which I don't know if that says anything, but Trump did 11% than all the others that worse. Okay. And yet at the end, so it would seem to me that the extra turnout here, I can show it's mostly the graphs here comply. It shows me it's mostly Trump turnouts. So yeah. So I hope that this makes sense to you all. I will maybe in my next video I will look at statistics itself. We as I say we look at the bell curves and we look at IQRs and outer range things and bring a bit more statistics in. But I think this was interesting to me. I think it should be shared among people. The problem is that with the YouTube's policies, I'm not allowed to share this or put it under YouTube because unfortunately it proves that there was some fraud. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to load this video on BitChute or something, and I'm going to ask my friends to maybe if you feel like if you looked at this and and you want to share it with someone, that you maybe do it on WhatsApp with your 4 or 5 closest friends or people that you know that would be interested. So yeah, so that's it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Hello again. Sorry, I just want to add here at the end that this is free for all. I think this information, first of all, needs to be verified by other individuals. So maybe in my next video clip, I will add a link to this Excel sheet. But for now, it was a lot of work. But first of all, as I say, I think this should be open to anyone. Anyone can copy parts of this video or the whole video and interlace it with another. As I said, I do have a problem. I won't be able to post this without probably being blocked or checked or something. So therefore, if you feel like I was too long or maybe I didn't, I'm not very good with speaking always. But if you can do a better job, feel free to take parts of this and make your own video or own clip, as long as I get some reference. So with all these great news and things, I think it was very interesting to me to see all this information in the way. I didn't expect it like this. So to everyone who see this, I just want to wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks a lot. Cheers.